Okay, so a quick overview over the map. Like we said, this is the Iron Ridge, and we can enter the region through Rogue Tunnel, the Foot Trail south of Malakwa Lake, and Camp Pioneer. And I'm starting here because there is a mission that takes place here. If you've unlocked Iron Butte, it means you've played it. It's called Playing All Night. And you basically go through here, you follow this dirt trail, and then you turn a corner, and yeah, there's a sniper tower here, a guy with a machine gun over here, and then the plane crash site with all the meds, and the breaker fight, right? If you continue following this road, you'll end up at Wagon Road Ambush Camp, and follow it even more, you'll see a very lovely looking house, or a couple of them, and you'll end up at Hawksbeard Road, the one that we discussed earlier, and you can get on this road, go up north, and you are going to be at Iron Butte Pass near our checkpoint. And here's Bear Creek. It pours right down into this lake. It is called Devil's Lake. This mountain is Iron Butte itself. In real life, it's called Black Butte. And then we have another river that flows all the way down here and pours into here. And basically, we have a hydro dam over here, the Crescent Lake Reservoir. This is the Crescent Lake. And we have Redwood RV Park, Ambush Camp. And yeah, this is the lodge for the Rippers. This is the place where we get the fertilizer. This is the Hawksbeard Road right over here. The same road that's up here is down here. And this is the transportation complex where we get the det cord. This here is the ranch with the bonfire. This is Snowbrush Ranch. You can get a Ripper to spawn at the corner of this house, and that Ripper will be holding a Eliminator, which is a gun you get later on in the game. But you can get it pretty early on here. And then of course we can't forget Iron Butte Ranch, and there's a truck out here with a US 556. And then over here we have a few roads here and a bunch of farmhouses. This is Walden Road. It came out of Rogue Camp. Actually, no, it came out of here and through Rogue Tunnel. It goes around here and goes down here to the Thielsen Tunnel. So we have Cloverdale facility over here. This is where Sarah used to work. And we have Rogue Tunnel Nero checkpoint, and in between them, right here, there is a sniper tower. And yeah, that's pretty much it. It's not very confusing. We do have a jump here to a Nero injector right outside Redwood RV Park Ambush Camp. So yeah, this is a pretty easy area of the map to navigate. I'm not gonna head north, I'm only gonna show you the south parts. So over here, there is a foot trail with some good loot. And up here is a historical marker right above Deacon's Head, which says Iron Butte, which is the mountain that's facing it. This is another one of those vantage point historical markers. And as you can see, I do have the Eliminator equipped. Let's just say I may have forgot to hit record earlier, and I'm redoing this. There's the Ripper. It spawns in the corner. You kill him, and you got to get the weapon off of him. And that rock is the historical marker sign for Snowbrush Ranch. And then over here is the bonfire. And right out here, this is where we head. And of course, along the trail, there is some good loot over on this side. And then either you take the trail in between the two barns and you end up at the gas station, or you take this trail and end up at Rogue Tunnel Nero checkpoint. And if I continue here, we have this road that leads to Redwood RV Park Ambush Camp. It is called Suicide Gulch Road. And then we have one of the roads in between Suicide Gulch Road and Hawksbeard Road, which has a name, and that name is Banbury Road, which we could use to name one of the farmhouses in between. So yeah. So as I was saying, Banbury Road, which means one of the farmhouses in this general area, is called Banbury Farm. So yeah. Again, this is a name that I have suggested. But now, we head around Cloverdale, and we transition into the next region. There is the Mount Thielsen, and the Thielsen Tunnel, which is over here. And I'm gonna explore the transitional region a little bit. So we have the PlayStation 1 logo over here. This is accidental, but it looks like it. And yeah. Over here on the left, we have a Rager Bear cave with a wolf right outside it. Sometimes you get wolves, sometimes you get a Rager Bear. Come on, where's the third one? There's more? One more, huh? Any Rager Bears inside? Sometimes you get a Rager Bear. But yeah, we have a tunnel over here, and there is a mistake in the map. Insert clip right here. Now here is a mistake that the developers have made that nobody noticed. This is a tunnel along the Thielsen Pass, and if I look at the map, this is where the tunnel is. Only problem is, there is no exit on the other side of this tunnel. If you look at the entire map, there is no place that makes sense for this tunnel to have an exit. If we think, hey, maybe it goes through this mountain, nope, there is no tunnel exit nowhere in the logging camp, and nowhere along here, nowhere in the Lost Lake region. Nope. This does not have an exit at all. Just a small funny mistake. So now we continue, and right here is the Thielsen Pass. And there are a few roads that branch off from this dirt trail. The first one is on the right side, right at this corner right here. Here, at this fallen tree. There's nothing over there, you're gonna find a screamer probably in there. And look at the view. Absolutely stunning. And then this is another road that leads to the same area. Same with over here. In a similar vicinity. They lead to some kind of tent. But we only want one important road, and it is over here on the left, right here. Now this is the end of the Thielsen Pass. That peak is overlooking our next region. So here is the cabin from the Cloverdale mission. This is it. You can only ever access this after you have completed the game, because the Thielsen Pass is completely blocked off. Here it is. Here is the fireplace. And yeah. We've got a bed in here. And I don't believe this place has any of the dog toys. And these buildings here, I believe they are bike garages, because there's like two of them at O'Leary Mountain, and one of them usually has Boozer's bike in it. And there's one more thing I want to show. The back side of this house is kind of set up to... Ooh, we have some graves here. But it is kind of set up like as if there is a certain mission that would have taken place here. Yeah, you can see the logs down there. They're kind of set up like as if you could take cover behind them. So maybe there would have been some kind of scrapped mission where you would fight your way up here. Maybe that was the original plan for, you know, transitioning into the Thielsen Pass. So now let's talk about some cut regions from the game. In the O'Leary Mountain Safe House and a few other various regions in the game, you will find this map on a table. And if I try to zoom in using the binoculars, this is a beta map of the game. As you can see, we have Lost Lake, Iron Butte, which the region used to be called Iron Butte Ranch. Where does it say it? Where does it say it? Okay, I can't find the name. But over here it says Belknap. Over here it says Cascade. There seems to be an outline for what I believe is Tumalo because of the game's lore. And then there seems to be... Down here we have Crater Lake, Highway 97, and there seems to be the outline for another region in the game. And I believe this to be Silver Lake. And then we have Pinnacles. Pinnacles was entirely cut from the game. Now if I open the points of interest using the debug menu mod, you can see that Pinnacles is still under points of interest, and you had Fort Klamath, which I believe would have had the prison, Klamath State Prison, and we had a survivor camp, which is Pinnacles Camp, mentioned in one of the collectibles you find in Wizard Island. Cattle ranch, farms, and a pot farm. And there is a cut mission from the game called... yeah. But if I try to teleport to any of them, it will teleport me to a location on the map, which is all the way south of the Crater Lake region, right here. But nothing is gonna work, and I'm just gonna fall through the map. The reason why I believe the region on the east side of Cascade is Tumalo is if you notice all the green signs along the highway, the Cascade Highway, a lot of them say Tumalo and point up, but that would suggest that Tumalo is upwards, right? Wrong. If I open the map, the top side of the Cascade Highway actually turns around and goes south. Here's another Tumalo sign. Another Tumalo sign. Here's another Tumalo sign. One more Tumalo sign. Again, Tumalo.
Oh shit, what the hell happened here? That might be worth having a look around.
And right before the Nero checkpoint, another Tumalo sign. But the road here is blocked. Now there is one more reason to believe that Tumalo is the region on the east of Cascade. Because if I head all the way down to Lost Lake, while this sign along the Cascade Highway does say Tumalo, we know from the mission called You Twisted My Arm that Iron Mike's farm is located in Tumalo. If you listen to this dialogue.
We're heading toward Tumalo now. Boozer will be at the site in a few minutes.
Well, that's great, because he owes the camp another half shift for the work he's missed.
Shut up, Skizzo.
Hey, Deke, road camp is kinda in the opposite direction of Tumalo, isn't it?
We took the scenic route. Out.
Asshole.
The Iron Butte region under points of interest seems to have a lot of cut regions from the game, most of which are where Iron Butte itself is, which is the Black Mountain that is west of Devil's Lake. Now, we have the Rabbit Hole Mine, which would have had a horde. So, an airstrip here is actually, there was an airport north of where we get the fertilizer, so I guess in the AM Frenzy video that I'm gonna link in the description, I mentioned it at the end of the tutorial region of this video. The ending mission, Boozer wouldn't have taken a truck by the looks of things. Instead, he would have taken an airplane all the way down to Crater Lake. It actually makes more sense considering how many tunnels are blocked off. And here is another cut thing from the game. It is called Iron Butte Village. This would have been exactly where Devil's Lake is. If I teleport there, look where I am.